What's up, nerds and nerdettes and we little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big Johnny G from Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. That is still fun. Alright, so welcome to another Tabletop Takeout Tuesday. And I'm going to talk to you today about another Halloween horror game. I wonder why that's the topic. Anyway, I got a game. It's going to play under a half hour, 15, 20 minutes. It's good for up to 8 people. Quick little party filler game called Nosferatu by Eagle-Gryphon Games. So why don't you join me down the bench and I'll tell you about it. And here we are, down at the bench. So the game I want to talk about is, I realize that of all the games I've been talking about for Halloween season, is Halloween a season? It's not really a season, but I like saying that. So the games I've been talking about for Halloween season so far, they've been fun games, some of them have been fast games, some of them have been epic games. One thing I haven't really mentioned is party games. Now there certainly are a lot of well-known party games. Are You a Werewolf? Mafia, One Night a Vampire, One Night a Werewolf, One Night an Alien. There's an awful lot of big party games out there. Many of them even have the creepy or evil theme to it, as you can see. There's one game that I really like, though. There's a lot of similarities between these games, but there's one that shines to me. And that's Eagle-Gryphon Games' Nosferatu. Blah, blah, blah. I don't say blah, blah, blah unless I tell people I don't say blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so Nosferatu, it is a party game good for at least 5 people. I would suggest closer to 6 or 8. And it is a hidden role game. So in this game, nobody knows who anybody else is, with one exception. Everybody knows who Renfield is. Renfield, yes. The master promised me the little lives, the little ones. Yes, that ghoul, that slave of Dracula himself, Renfield. He's the only one that really knows who's who. Who are the mortal hunters? And who is the master vampire? So this game is played out in a series of cards. Once the players figure out who the hunters are, well, as soon as Renfield, not the players, as soon as Renfield figures out who the hunters are and who the vampire is, because he's going to give those rolls out secretly and you're only going to look at your own. Then again, that's common for the hidden role games, isn't it? So Renfield's role in this game is different than everyone else's. In fact, some players might find it a little boring. I gotta say that right up front, because it doesn't seem like Renfield is doing a lot, but trust me, Renfield is doing everything in this game. So, like many card games, it's going to be draw and use, the 2 main aspects that pretty much dominate all card games. So, in this game, the square cards, which I really don't see why they had to make them square. They could have made them regular playing cards or whatever, but no big deal. So these cards, there's a lot of different types, and depending on what gets passed to the Renfield player each turn, that's what's going to cause things to go haywire, so to speak. So the players have a bunch of different choices that every round that they can hand secretly to Renfield, who will then shuffle up the cards and deal them out on the table at random, since we don't know whose is whose, and just deal with the cards as they come out. Now the hunters, obviously, want to stake the vampire. In fact, the first player is the one with the stake, so that's going to pass back and forth. You have to be careful, because if you stake the wrong person, game is over, hunters lose. You also got to be careful, because if 5 bites are played, then they don't have to be played to the same person. It can be all separate players, 2 here, 2 there, 1 over there, you get the idea. As long as 5 bites have been played, the vampire will win. So what the humans want to do is they want to cast all 5 of the ritual spells. In order to do that, that's going to be dependent on the cards that are secretly handed to Renfield. So you see, this game uses a similar mechanic that we see in Battlestar Galactica, that we see in Shadows over Camelot, and other such games. And it works to a good degree in this because the way the cards are set up giving different effects. Some of them, like newspapers, do nothing. They're just filler spots. If you're a player and you have 2 newspapers, 2 bites, and a knight, the only thing you're going to really want to play is that newspaper, because the bites, you're not the vampire. You don't want to send the bites out to the other players. And you don't want to add another knight card in there because, and this is interesting, turns begin and end rather abruptly sometimes. There's a little bit of chaos going on here because the turn ends, regardless of whether all the players have gone yet or not. The turn ends when the dawn card comes up. If night cards come up, that's fine. Everything continues. But when the dawn card comes up, the round is over, even if all the players didn't get a chance to go. So you might not want to put that in. So you might get stuck with the newspaper. You got to put that in even though it's filler and it means nothing. That's the balance in this game, is that you're not always going to be able to play the cards you want to play, regardless of whether you're a hunter or a vampire. And because this is a very strict game as to what happens if the hunters are wrong, if the hunters stake another hunter and not the vampire in disguise, who's disguised themselves among you. That's the general gist, if I didn't say that earlier. That's why nobody knows who the vampire is. So if you kill the wrong person, game over. Game over. So unlike games like Are You a Vampire, One Night a Werewolf, or Mafia, unlike those games, when somebody dies, the game is over. The game is over. It's not one of these games where every turn somebody dies and the first person out kind of gets stuck doing nothing for another 15, 20 minutes, just watching everyone else play without being able to participate. So you got to be careful in this game. You have to be darn careful. You have to be 100% in your mind. You got to know you're right. There's no way you can be wrong if you're going to play that stake card. It raises the stakes, my friends. So if you're looking for a good party game for the Halloween season, for a horror effect, and a game that's not going to take very long at all, it's going to take you under 20 minutes to play, Nosferatu by Eagle-Gryphon Games. Did I say that right? Nosferatu by Eagle-Gryphon Games might be the party game you're looking for. All right, everyone, thank you for checking us out on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and thank you so much for subscribing to Two Gun Pixie right here on YouTube, for liking our videos, for commenting on our videos, and for sharing our videos. That is amazing. Thank you so much. So for me, Tommy V, 20-Sided Warriors, we are out of here.